Welcome back, King's Life of Credit. So today's video, we're going to talk about how credit affects your life. How credit affects your life. So we're going to get into this video. I'm going to go over a few things of how it can affect your life, good and bad. Then we're going to figure out, how we can get you together for the good and get you away from the bad. Because I know you don't want to go from good to bad. So we're going to go from bad to good or even excellent. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. Subscribe, like, share. I appreciate you guys. Keep coming back. King's Life of Credit. So credit even affects you even renting an apartment. So you guys have to remember, make sure that you guys have good credit. Why? Because when you leasing an apartment or even leasing a house, what it's going to do is when they run your credit, it's going to show, hey, what's your credit standing? What's your credit worthiness? How do you pay your bills? It's going to determine your deposit and different factors. So make sure you guys have good credit so you can even lease or rent an apartment. So, hey, this is one good factor right here why credit is good to have. So you can even purchase a house. So with having good credit, you guys can get a house without renting, low interest rate. You always want a low interest rate on a 15 or a 30-year house. Anywhere between 2 to 5% interest rate is amazing. Sometimes it'd be a little bit higher because of people's credit. So the first thing you have to do is before you apply for a house loan or mortgage, just make sure that your credit worthiness is to the standards of where that over the 30-year span, I'm only paying 2 to 3% interest rate. That means you are purchasing this house for your family, for you, at 2 to 3% interest rate, maybe 4, but 7 to 8%, that's crazy on a 30-year. Crazy. All because you didn't want to spend $1,000, $1,500 just to get your credit right for longevity. Your credit for longevity. Not the credit person who's fixing your credit, but for yourself for longevity. Remember that. It's not about the credit person. It's not about the people who fixing credit. It's about you. What you doing? What you getting out of getting your credit fixed? Remember that. Even getting a house. It's not renting. Now you purchasing your own house. King's Life of Credit. Come on. You got to have credit cards. With good credit, you get credit cards. You get good credit cards for having good credit. Excellent credit, you had American Express cards and different stuff like that. But the reason I mentioned something about credit cards and at a pump, you utilize your credit card to get gas, then pay it back later. Why not? Why spend your cash right now when you got a credit card that you can pay back later? Y'all have to remember the object of having credit cards, you have to use it and then you have to pay it back for later. Don't use it and, oh, yeah, I ain't paying it back because shit, I don't feel like it. Or knowing you ain't got no money, swipe, 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 and messing up your credit cards. Come on now. Get your card, get you some gas, earn your points. A lot of credit cards have reward points. A lot of credit cards also have cash back rewards. So make it work for you. So you pick a credit card. Okay, look, this one got 5 times the points or 5 times the cash back. What's 5 times the cash back? It'll tell you. Restaurants, gas, groceries. So what you gonna do? Restaurant, gas, groceries. Earn that money back. Then you're gonna be turning around getting it for free. A lot of people can't talk to you about credit cards. They ain't got credit cards. A lot of people can't talk to you about credit because they ain't never did it before. The only thing they doing is playing it by ear and never gonna get nowhere with it. Get your credit fixed, build your credit up, get you some credit cards, use them credit cards, pay it back. King's Life of Credit. It's a nice car, ain't it, y'all? So what I was thinking was, let's pop out and buy it. Let's pop out and show niggas. No, but what I do want to get at is that when you going to purchase a car, so good credit, once again, why it is so important to make sure that you have good credit to excellent credit is because when it comes to getting a car, that's a debt. And with debt, the first thing they want to see is how good you pay your bills. How often do you pay your bills on time? Do you have any late payments? Do you have anything that's derogatory where that you're not paying your bills back on time? A lot of people do. Yeah, in certain circumstances, things happen. You know, shit happens. So now what? But how they look at it is that you shouldn't get something that you can't afford or get something that you don't want to pay back. So what you got to do now? You have to make sure that one, you pay your bills on time, something that you can afford. Get something that you can afford. You don't have to get a Lamborghini. You don't have to get no Lamborghini. A lot of people that want it, but are you going to work hard to get it? What you going to do to thrive to get this car? So my thing is get the car that you can afford, get the car that you want. So that way you will want to pay for it. You can pay for it. You can't afford it. Some people can't afford it, you know. So interest rate with vehicles, it's a debt, a big debt, a liability. A lot of companies don't like giving to people that don't have liability. That's why if you ask a lot of your friends, the interest rate is gonna be 10 plus, 20 plus. I know a person with a 30% interest rate on a car. 30% interest rate, come on, man. It ain't that serious. I will Uber everywhere. Let me have to get a 30% interest rate car. Give me an Uber. It don't make sense buying two cars when they only gave you one. It ain't that serious. Don't be that thirsty. So my thing is that, guys, at King's Life of Credit, and you rocking with me, and I'm rocking with you, holla at me, DM me. If you need help, just say you need help. Ain't nothing wrong with asking for a little help. You know, people ask the government for help, and you don't even know them. So hey, just hit me up, get that help, seek that help. You know, get that low interest rate, get that car you want, get that house you want. You know, King's Life of Credit. That's what we here for.